Hey guys, this is Bottles, and welcome back to the Sonic Retrospective. And today, I will be talking about Shadow the Hedgehog, the game where Shadow finally gets his backstory entirely revealed. Okay, so this game gets a lot of shit because of the way that the game handles the branching paths, how it handles the actual story of it, like the canonical story, how it handles even just as playing the game. Now, I'm gonna kind of go off on an unpopular opinion right now. I think Shadow the Hedgehog as a Sonic game it's not great, and I wouldn't even go to say that it's good, but it's passable. I don't think it's a bad game. I really think that the only thing that they did wrong was the way that they handled the branching pathways and the principle of a last story. Because what this game was trying to do is it was being like, hey, Shadow's trying to figure out his past, yes, but also there's like all these branching pathways where whether you decide to be a hero, a villain, or somewhere in the middle decides Shadow's fate, which was really cool. Now, I feel like they shouldn't have done this in a game where they wanted to reveal Shadow's backstory, because each branching pathway has Shadow experience a different backstory depending on who's talking to him. Like, in one story, he could be fighting Gun, or in another story, he could be set out to be the hero of Earth. Or in the neutral story, he's convinced that he's a Shadow android and not the real Shadow, and the real Shadow is either still out there or actually dead. You know, like, if you go just by that, it's very confusing, and it doesn't set out what it tried to do. But because there is a last story, that kind of just throws the choice thing out the window. And like, this whole game is like, hey, you could be a hero, you could be a villain, or you could not take sides, and it affects what stages you play, what missions you get, and how the story plays out. But then you get to the last story, you know, after you get all the endings, and it's all for naught. Like, it's like, alright, all those stories that you heard before, those are all bullshit. All the stories you heard throughout the various gameplays, all the different stories, those were all bullshit. None of it mattered, but this is the real canonical story. Now, from a story standpoint, like from a standpoint where they're trying to reveal what Shadow's origin is, fine. It would be bad if they wanted to reveal Shadow's story, but then gave 3 different answers. But in a game where you're trying to show that choice matters, this is a big middle finger. So that's why I kind of feel like this game's story would have been better if they didn't go for the Shadow origin story in this particular way. It should have been kind of like a linear Sonic game, where as you go through, you know, it reveals more about Shadow's past, and that would kind of be like your drive to beat it, because it's like, alright, you beat this stage, now you get more of Shadow's story, and that would be pretty cool, you know? But the way they did it was very poor. Like, they could have did, like, the branching pathways thing and all that crap, but I don't think it would have worked for this game. Now, the branching pathways, you know, how you have 2 or 3 different missions in the same stage, I like that. I thought that was a really cool idea, Sega's part, and I really appreciate that they tried to go for something new. But what I don't like is that to beat the game, you have to play through all the endings, but you can't start at, like, the midpoint. You have to start at the beginning every time, which means you have to play the first stage 10 times. And, like, there's no going around it. This is done to pad out the game. Like, they wanted this game to feel like it lasted forever. And to do that, it made you... But there's only like 5 stages per run. So to pad out the game, they made it so that... Well, it was like 5 or 6. But to pad out the game, they made it so that you had to replay stages over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Which is dumb, because then it's just like... Well, why would I want to play the first stage 10 times just to get a different ending? And you also have to do each route twice, because it matters whether you decide to go hero or villain at the last stage of each run. So you have to do the same run twice to get both endings, instead of just being able to start at the last stage again and then just do the other ending. You have to start all the way at the beginning, play through all the stages again with the same missions. If you, like, you could do different missions, but why the fuck would you? And then, instead of just, like, doing it like, yeah, chop, chop, it's such a slow process, and all it does is serve to pad out the game. Now, I know I'm talking really negatively about this, but I do feel like the gameplay of this game is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, the gun mechanics are really good. I don't really think it was necessary to put guns in this game, but to be fair, the game doesn't really emphasize your need of it, unless, you know, you're playing like some stages, like the second stage after you do a hero mission. To do the next hero mission, you have to shoot up this ship like 1 billion fucking times until you win. And it's really hard to do it with just a homing attack. But that's kind of what I feel like the guns are. It's not a necessary thing you need in the game. It's a power-up, which is kind of like, if they were to put guns in a Sonic game, that's how I would want it to be implemented. I wouldn't want it to be necessary. I would like it to be a convenience, you know? So, and I really didn't have a problem with them putting guns in a Sonic game. I mean, there was no reason to do it, but kudos to Sega for trying to make a game that wasn't entirely kid-friendly. I mean, they kind of were a bit immature about it with how many times they spouted out the word damn. Like, it was literally every, like, 5 seconds where Shadow was like, damn, that where's that damn fourth chaos, you know? Like, it was just a little obnoxious. It kind of felt like, hey, I'm a 10-year-old and I'm allowed to curse for the first time. Fuck me, fuck, you know? So I think that's really all I have to say about Shadow the Hedgehog. I would talk more about the final boss if it was actually fucking memorable. The only thing I really remember from it is that it seems really similar to Metal Overlord in Sonic Heroes. So it wasn't really original in that aspect. Like, I remember flying around the boss, hitting as many balloons as you can so you don't run out of rings, and attacking it when it lets you, when you, like, fill up those meters. Like, it's basically the same thing as Sonic Heroes. So, I think that's all I really gotta say about Shadow the Hedgehog. So, oh god, no. I'll see you tomorrow with Sonic 06. See you there.